So obviously the biggest problem that most coaches face when they come to us, they want to know the secret script, the language, the this, the that, when realistically it's just a sequence of steps that people need to follow in a certain order with specific language to guide this prospect across a journey. Because that's what it is. It's like people join the gym for a reason. People go to the gym because they have goals. They need help achieving those goals. And the key to sales is really just taking someone from, we know you're here, these are the problems you face, these are the outcomes and stuff that you can expect, and this is the method that we use to achieve those things, and getting prescriptive and stuff on what that client or what that prospect actually needs. So the first thing which we talk about a lot is like, how do we bring in prospects? How do we bring in leads? If we're in the gym, your bread and butter is going to be the phone lists of the members that come to your gym. Either they've just joined up at the gym and you can call them to help them get started. Some gyms have an incentive or a program where every new member to the gym gets X amount of sessions with a personal trainer. It's a tremendous opportunity to work with people who are, kind of keen and committed to making change because they've just signed up to the gym. There's all this enthusiasm. We want to make sure that we can capitalize on that and set them up with a plan so that they start seeing results and that continue with that enthusiasm and commitment, long term, because there's a really, really vital period. I think it's about 12 weeks where we need to kind of get some results within that 12 weeks for most people. And if we don't, those people tend to drop off. The next one's walking the floor. So we talk about it a lot. It's like, you want to be that friendly face, doing all the right things and acting the part within the environment that you're working in. So that's, talking to members, making sure you're leading by example, cleaning up, putting things away, those kind of things, and just having good conversations about training with people. I feel like, I don't know if people have lost the ability to communicate a little bit, but it's like there's a tremendous power in just saying like, hey, how's it going? What are you getting up to today with your training? Those kind of things, and just really having genuine conversation. And then, it kind of leads to, in some instances, the ability to give advice about their training, like saying, what do you got today? How are you going with your results? Like, you're happy with what you're getting at the moment? They're either going to say yes or no. You can say, hey, maybe try this with your session today, follow up with that. And it's like just organic conversation that comes up, that starts to manifest over a couple of weeks, months, however long. And then it's not an accident that those people, when they do want training, they're going to think about you. And it's the same in the online space. We talk about it. It's like being active, engaging with your community, putting out good content that's relevant to your clients, that's not there to service your ego in relation to pleasing your peers, and making sure that we have some form of call to action process where people are coming in. So from there, once we get these leads coming in, we've got to think about what's the next step. Your ability to sell is about the system that you abide by. So you've got this outreach component, then you need to have some ability to book a consult, and it needs to be a streamlined process. So we need to book a consult. If you're doing it online, have some form of booking system where you can get them face to face. It's like the phone's not a bad thing, but just think about when you're busy. So you're walking around the house, heard stories like people sitting on the toilet and stuff when they're on the call. And it's like, how can they really immerse themselves in the conversation and talk about their goals and get a motive and think about the big problems that they face and the obstacles and those things and how you guys are going to solve those? It's like they can't pay 100% attention. So when you go to show your value and show them what you can do, they're not really going to get bought into that process. So then it's a cost, it's not an investment. So we need to make sure that we're trying to get them face to face. So this is where we have, Zoom's a really good platform to use or something like that. We can have this really good conversation and get that person engaged the whole time. If you're in the gym, set a time to have a consult with people. Like the initial contacts, everything, make sure you have a phone call, tell them exactly what they're in for. A lot of people think they're coming into the gym, they're seeing a personal trainer, they're going to train. You know nothing about this person. So make sure that you let them know what they're in for. It's like, hey, we're just gonna have a quick chat the first time we meet, just to get an idea of what your goals are, your workout history, any other information that I need about that's gonna help me facilitate the goals that you want. And then we'll get into the gym if we have time, or we'll book another session and be able to kind of have a specific session that's tailored to your goals and what you want, so you can get an idea of what everything's about. So when we talk about the sales system, it's like if we have this system at the start, that initial contact is everything. We need to make sure that that person has a really clear understanding of what's ahead of them, whether it's online or face-to-face. And we need to make sure that that person has the ability to sit down and engage with you. That's why we use Zoom, and we want to make sure that it's a proper video consult. And that's why we want to make sure that when we sit down with that person face-to-face in the gym, that they understand why they're there. And let's be honest, if you sit there and say to somebody, I'm going to sit down and for 20, 30, 45 minutes and actually talk about you and your goals and what you exactly want, I feel like that separates you from the person that just goes, yep, let's sign the ESSA form, make sure that you're cleared not to die when we train, and let's just go and train and do whatever. There's one of the reasons why that person's kind of here. Sometimes they've had a personal trainer in the past, and it's like, if you've had a personal trainer in the past and you're here now, it's like, is that part of the reason? So you live and die by your systems, and you need to make sure that you have one from this initial consult phase, moving through to how we train them and how we sell, which we're going to talk about next.